What a stupid move. I'm truly actually in shock right now because we just learned that apparently Xbox, or more likely Microsoft, is actually making it where future PC games, the stuff that Microsoft Studios is working on, Xbox first party titles, are basically being downgraded on PC, which is kind of a giant shock because truly this makes no sense. But let's talk about that. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, undoubtedly, it has been a very rough week for Team Xbox. Lots of discussion about bad quality games, poor frame rate confirmed for Redfall, but now we have this very shocking giant L that just came out. Apparently, they're adding Denuvo to games that have already been released. Now, let me explain this. Denuvo is an anti-tamper technology. It's supposed to prevent piracy or prevent cheating in video games. But here's the thing. It makes games run terrible. It has absolutely been confirmed. And of course, everybody is actually stunned because they brought it to Ghostwire Tokyo more than a year after release. This is truly a baffling move. In fact, a lot of the replies are people saying, why in the world would you do this? There's no logic in doing it a year after release when only 300 people are playing it. I mean, look at this. DRM Game Studios is what some people are saying, which means like basically DRM means always online forced connections, which is weird because it kind of seems like that's what Xbox wants with their always online games. And now we have the additional doozy that we know that freaking Denuvo is also coming to Redfall, which is going to hurt its performance drastically. Now, the reason this is just kind of stunning to me is because it feels like Microsoft is actually pushing hard for PC to explode. They've talked in a lot of different interviews that the effort is, all right, we're not trying to make Xbox big, we're trying to make Xbox Game Pass big. So why would you do something like this that is only going to hurt your games when it actually comes to looking and playing good? But I want to actually go to the article itself because it actually brings up why this is just such a controversial piece of tech. Now, let me scroll down here a bit. A lot of people are very weirded out by this because it truly makes no sense. Now, people have actually experimented with games that have removed Denuvo. If you have Denuvo, this is technically a very high-tier anti-piracy technique. It is a company that puts this program in that you are forced to run whenever you boot up the game. So if you're trying to run something, it is of course going to hurt the performance because it's constantly doing these background checks as to whether or not you're even allowed to access your own files. Now, we know for a fact this does actually hurt performance because when they actually removed Denuvo from Resident Evil Village, the game ran better. Like, it's one of those weird things where, okay, we're all trying to make money. I understand that they want to have the highest sales possible, but stuff like this, if the game is going to run worse, why in the world would you actually support it? But here's the extra part of this. Everybody has actually been experimenting with Denuvo and seen that basically whenever you actually crack a game, which is like hack it to remove all that anti-piracy stuff, the games run noticeably better. And right now, Microsoft, the big talking point is that your games on Xbox Series X are not hitting 60 frames a second. Do you not want these games to even be able to hit 60 frames a second when it comes to freaking PC? Oh gosh, here's the other part. People are actually a little bit afraid. What if Starfield, which is probably going to have performance issues because a lot of Bethesda titles do, what if that ends up having a Denuvo? Now here's the extra crazy part of it. So everybody hates Denuvo so much. This is actually a Twitter account that tells you whether or not you're going to have this terrible freaking garbage stuck in your game. You can actually see the name. The name of this Twitter account is technically Denuvo Scum because it's so freaking annoying. Redfall is coming out on May 2nd, and it's confirmed to have Denuvo anti-cheat. Now, this in my mind is extra ignorant because the point of this supposedly is anti-cheat, to make sure your games are not going to be able to, mess with every other player or be stolen or anything like that. This game is already always online. It has been confirmed that freaking Redfall cannot be played offline. So if it's already completely connecting to the server, I think you're not really needing to worry about freaking hacks. I don't think you need to worry about people trying to crack this and steal it. People are even making jokes saying, you know what, I think nobody's even going to try and bootleg Redfall because the game is looking pretty rough, obviously. I had to make my own smarmy joke because since we know it's only running at 30 frames a second on Xbox Series X, I said, here's me trying to boot up Redfall in a couple weeks. You can see my nice Xbox Series X on fire. Now, this obviously is a joke. Nobody get offended down in the comment section. I am just confused because this is a move that is universally hated. Nobody is ever happy about this. I mean, even in the past, when games like Doom Eternal, which everybody loves so much, when this added Denuvo and it hurt the performance, it immediately got massive review bombed. I love the first headline here, how to lose players and alienate your fans. Doom Eternal is a great game. Having played it recently myself, I've been considering going back. Ultra Nightmare runs are extremely fun. But now I'm not sure I'm going to do that because they've just added Denuvo, a woefully tone-deaf application. Doom Eternal now boasts everyone's favorite, primarily single-player experience, Denuvo anti-cheat. Their third-party kernel starts up close to the Doom application and it can be uninstalled at any point, But according to users online, the game forces players to reinstall Denuvo whenever you boot it up. Even just playing the single player campaign, you're required to run Denuvo. Microsoft, you guys have a very clear methodology. I think what Microsoft does best is Game Pass. They go, hey, here's a ton of games for dirt freaking cheap. Hundreds and hundreds of games, including day and date new exclusives. It's cool that Minecraft Legends is about to come out. Forza Motorsport, freaking obviously Redfall, all these games, Starfield coming day and date. That is epic. But the other half of the coin is, okay, Game Pass is coming to consoles, obviously, but what about Game Pass for PC? If you're telling me, hey, Game Pass for PC has these extra caveats that, oh, it's going to need these anti-cheats, oh, it's going to run bad, oh, you have to wait for modders or hackers to actually remove all the BS so the game itself actually runs. Part of the reason I am very annoyed about this is, even though I'm primarily a console player, is because I've experienced with hacking stuff in the past, specifically PSPs. Way back in the day, I used to hack PSPs quite a bit, and we discovered that a lot of games that Sony was making for the PlayStation Portable actually ran better when you hacked them. You could actually directly install them onto a memory card, which technically you weren't supposed to be able to do. And when you did that, they had better frame rate, less pop-ins, smoother visuals across the board. The games ran better. And it started to be like, why is this not officially supported? Why, Microsoft, are you making such big, expansive experiences if you're not going to let people actually push the limits of it? This to me seems like such a strange, self-imposed L. Genuinely, I do not know what the heck they're trying to do here, but it just doesn't make any sense. These have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts from me, though. Dreamcast Guy, I am working on 3 big reviews for next week, so be ready. I'm talking about Dead Island 2, the Pixel Remaster Collection coming to consoles, and Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend. Probably less videos because I'm already playing those games secretly. But I'll see you guys very soon, and have a good week, and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.